Hello gamers, hello noobs. Welcome to the first duo game of the tournament. And with me is really a star of our community. He's always happy to help. He's super chill and smart, and that's why it's a lot of fun to play with him. He's also the one who makes everyone look beautiful and high quality inside by making them avatars. He also made them already for a few teams in the tournament. I am super happy to feature the one and only avatar god, Quinn Wuest.
What's poppin', Pat?
Did I pronunciate your name correctly?
You got it
West?
right. Yeah,
Oh,
West.
that's
Yeah, you got it
wonderful.
right. All
But
right.
yeah, that's a duo game.
Duo game. Got Death Demon, Panda, Wednesday Angie, Riddler, and Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit's probably the best player who's being coached. I don't quite know all the
Fully,
coaches.
fully agree here. Yeah, we won't be knowing the coaches. That's usually since Tournament 7, we started using coach accounts. This time there's no coach accounts yet, so the players are streaming the game in their Discord channels.
Okay. Okay.
This is a girls' lobby.
1.1.
A
Yeah.
girls' lobby.
Yeah, we got four girls.
Do
We got Death Demon, Panda, Wednesday, and Angie on here. Okay,
They're like
1.1 is standard, 1.2 standard, 1.3 is this is also just
1.3.
standard M1s. I think this
Yeah,
is all standard so far.
this 1.1 is disliked by many experienced players, so off picking 1.3, 1.6 is this is like the pick that you make if you have to pick something, but you don't want to unpick hammer and you still want to give like very little info. This is the silentest off pick that you can make. Why? Because you don't off pick 1.2 and none of the hammers, and 1.6. 1.6 doesn't have a pick. 1.2 is going to be the next picker, so you literally can't make a silentest pick, more silent pick.
I think more so on off pick I could agree. I think on picking 1.4, 1.5 is probably just as little info, if not more.
Off picking.
On picking 1.4
Oh,
and
on
on
picking.
picking
Yeah,
1.5.
exactly. If you don't want to unpick exactly, then I'll just off pick 1.1. But other than that, yeah, unpicking hammers is like
Okay,
it's just
so
chill.
1.2 is resing Fahrenheit. 1.3 is kind of also resing Fahrenheit because you're off picking yourself with two other people. 1.4 doesn't really set up anything.
The thing is, 1.3 is killing bottom. Wednesday just unpicked Mr. Fahrenheit, and Mr. Fahrenheit, if he decides to pick Wednesday, then from Angie's POV, bottom would happen in 2.5.
Sure.
Usually, off-picking someone who just unpicked a hammer with 1.4 kills kinda cleans bottom once if they are rest with the hammer.
I
That's usually
suppose.
what you do
Yeah.
because
Well,
you
the thing is,
want to involve the hammers.
yeah, well, it's off picking 1.4, but it's also kind of just resing 1.5 as well, so I'm not really sure what to think of it. I guess it's kind of spying Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's a
really
good
sure.
point. It's a soft spine Wednesday. I agree.
Okay, well, 1.5, I think picking Wednesday would not be good here. Probably, or you don't want to pick Riddler either.
Yeah, I would
I
pick
think,
Angie
I
or
think
maybe
in
Dev
this
Demon.
spot, I would probably, um, let me think of
Panamania.
that.
Yeah, Panda.
I was thinking Panda. Let me think of, some ads though.
Angie would be this very cheap pick because 1.3, 1.4, the meta thing you have
I think,
Angie of 1.4.
I think in this spot, I would pick Panda here though. Just because like Wednesday is kind of being spied just
Okay,
with
so
how
what
the M1s
about
are
the
going.
ads? What about the ads to Panamania and Daddy Riddler? That's gonna be
Well, Fahrenheit's 1.5. So the ads to Panda and Daddy, I think there's two. There's Angie and Death Demon are both
Angie and Dev
possible
Demon,
ads.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a
And I would pick Panda just because if you pick either Angie or Death Demon and then Riddler gets on the M2, then you can't add the other one because, or you can't add Panda, or sorry, you can't take
mm-hmm.
Panda off because like otherwise 1.4 would be wrong. So you need to have one of Panda or Wednesday on, and you can't have Wednesday on, so I'll pick Panda. This 1.5 is okay though.
He's going for left hand side in 2.5. Yeah, he's
Um,
spying Angie. He sees 1.4. And if he's giving us the left hand side and 1.4 is correct, then Angie would have to be a spy.
Well, then the
Right?
answer to this
Because
would be Panda, right?
that would be either Panda on Wednesday.
Um, I suppose Wednesday works actually.
Is this a Maryland pick?
2.2.
No, I mean 1.5.
Oh, could be. I mean, there are multiple options, but Death Team is definitely not a bad one.
Usually in games when you have clean M2 and you
No,
don't
you
really
just
have much info, you try to PR people who had open options but chose correctly. Because,
sure.
hey, maybe they had luck and just chose correctly, but there's also a very good chance that they just knew and decided, to choose
Okay, no,
correctly in the option. It's a
nobody's
good
accusing.
way. Yeah, that
So
is a good point. No one's accusing.
I think Daddy Riddler is probably just gonna do M1 plus one here. There's no reason not to.
Oh no, not this, he says. Asking for chat, but there's little chat here.
Oh, he's trying to chat just to see if someone will speak up and maybe accuse M1 through chat instead of pick.
Hmm.
Maybe he's trying to gauge like Death Demon's opinion on this.
He's 2.5. People should talk with him, if with anyone here.
No one's talking. I feel like if nobody's talking, then either Merlin is on M1 or like. Hmm. Oh God.
Me on my rails, you can do this, I believe
I
in
mean,
you.
if Riddles is gonna pick something else, what is he picking? He'd have to take Fahrenheit off, obviously.
But
In
Quinn,
which
did you
case he
notice something about this chat from Panda to Riddler?
uh is it kind of well, it's kind of signaling something's wrong, no?
Oh, it's suppressing Riddler.
Well, sure.
And that's interesting because she's not even saying anything. She just says, "Oh, you can do this." Like she knows that he's Raz.
Yeah.
Minus.
Okay, well, I feel like his chat is kind of not great. Anyway, if Riddler's not going to be picking on 1 plus 1, he should take off Fahrenheit. He should not put on Wednesday. So his options are either to take Angie Panda or maybe like Panda Death Demon, I guess.
The thing
I'm
is,
not really sure.
if I am Dev Demon and I see this chat from Dev Demon to Panda, I'm like, Dev Demon is kind of shading Panda, wrestling Daddy Riddler in chat.
Okay, well, I think the goal of this was, I think Daddy Riddler's coach, whoever it is trying to have him chat to see if anyone's going to speak up about it because no
Hmm.
one's accused M1 on the pick, but they can definitely accuse M1 on the chat,
Uh,
or at least signal it somewhat. But that didn't happen.
Quinn, don't you think that if M2 is clean and a spy of mission remain silent. So look, M2 is clean and spies are off mission, while Daddy Litter is like open to talking. And they are silent? They just let clean be picked?
Um, that's a good point, actually.
I mean, it could be Panda Spy, right? She's the one saying that, hey, you can do this because she's Morgana.
Sure.
Maybe, but
Well, there's also the world that Daddy Riddler is like assassin or something, and he's trying to see if Percival would speak up about it.
Marilyn Handling. Yeah, that could be true as well. That's why no one interacted with him.
Yeah.
I really
Anyway, I
hope
don't.
M2 isn't clean though.
Yeah, I don't want to clean M2 game because
Yeah, that
then
would be the first clean M2.
this is the first clean M2. No, surely
Would be.
not.
Would be.
Actually, let me fact check this. You're right. It would be the first. Well, it
Okay,
would be
there
the
was
first.
one. Yeah, yeah, and one
It would be
failed.
the first
Yes, you're
blue,
right.
blue, red, blue. It would be the first blue, blue,
You're
red,
right.
blue game.
There
There
was
was an
this one
M2
game
clean kind of.
when Catfed and Kill failed. When Catfed
Yeah, there's
failed
an
and
M1
Kill.
failing in the third game, but yeah, this would be the first blue, blue, red, blue game.
Well, let's see. 3.1 right hand side, and he
All right,
is keeping Dev Demon on,
this
removing
is
Daddy Riddler. Oh, that I like this. It's logical. It's logical from chat, and I prefer that over logic from picks most of the time. For Mr. Fahrenheit POV, so he says this pick, and it's just too apt. So now, if MTU fails, he knows that Panda softwares Daddy Littler. So he
I
can
don't
easily razz Daddy Littler on MTU fail.
I don't like this pick because this is
Yeah.
basically saying Angie is. Oh no, wait. It's saying Angie's like trying to hammer block their coast like one of trying to hammer block Daddy Riddler's coast by or like off or hammer block Wednesday off M2.
So
Actually, I suppose this is
actually,
okay.
if it would be top, because I don't think this pick is bad. I was feeling that Panda is wrestling Daddy Riddler in M2 chat, and then Dev Demon chatted in a way that made me feel like was saying to Panda, "Hey, Daddy Riddler isn't Res."
Sure.
And so Angie off picking her co-spy in this team is something you mentioned, but like if 1.4 is your co-spy, you feel very safe about giving info,
Sure. Okay, I got one app, which is
which
interesting.
is well not clean, which is not
Okay.
clean.
Well, what else can be picked here?
I feel like it's time to involve Angie.
Yeah, I think Angie should stay on the sub three. And then what would you even pick?
Right hand side and Daddy Riddler, I think. Or right hand side Dev
Friends like Death
Demon.
Demon.
Okay, but Daddy
This is
Dev
having a
Demon
really
just solo
this is
out.
yeah, this is not a good pick.
I wonder why is Panda doing
This is
this?
also claiming a wrong 1.1. It could be a wrong 1.1, wrong 1.2. Even though you started it. It could be a pick reject?
Oh, I was thinking it could be Pickford. I feel like Panda's a very PR role. She
Yeah,
could
but
be Marilyn.
why would you pick reject a wrong M1's team? If there's still other correct M1 teams that exist.
Oh, there are a few reasons. So, for example, you may think that good teams should be picked before. So, like, for example, right hand side Darren Riddler is something I
Yeah,
think should be picked, but that has bat 1.2. What other
sure.
teams are there? Like, right hand side and
N13,
Mr.
N14
Fahrenheit?
though.
That's 3.1.
1.3, 1.4 would also be wrong in right hand side
Is
Riddler.
I honestly don't think she has good in one's pick. That also makes
Okay,
sense with the chat.
yeah, okay, well, her chat was also like resing Riddler at like at
Yeah.
2.5, so she's pick apping this. So a team with correct M1s should not be picked with Panda.
Honestly,
But
I would just stop completely ignoring M2 M1s here. The only way M1s could be still useful to you is that you think
is it
would two spies pick this in those seats?
sure.
That's
I'm
sometimes
just
useful.
yeah.
Oh, and
Uh
this should be picked by Panda actually.
yeah, this pick is fine.
This was my pick of choice on 3.3. And now, when you know that Panda was supposed to make this pick and she didn't, and now you pick it, it can create this argument for you that you can use if you're Panda, because you're gonna have Hammer, a lot of power. So you say to Wednesday, hey, if I wanted to see this, I would pick it. Gives you a lot
Yeah.
of power if you run this narrative.
Well, something to add is because Death Demon's 3.2 solo app doesn't look that good. Panamania, therefore, picking Death Demon again and those two are apping together is not really great. So yes, you can make an argument that 3.4 should have been picked on 3.3, but now
Mm-hmm.
this also brings back the possibility of bottom,
Bottom. Yeah, but like
where
3.4 should be
Angie
bottom for free.
3.4 should have been bottom, I think, after this
Yeah.
3.3.
Yeah, if it's bottom, then oh, repicks. Oh wait, I
This
was
is
thinking
no,
this was
this is not a
3.1.
repick.
Yeah, I was thinking this was 3.1. I
No,
was picked instantly by Angie.
picked instantly.
Oh,
Okay.
Angie isn't VT. I highly doubt Angie's VT, unless their coaches told them to
No,
pick the same
Angie is
team.
not a VT. Angie's like, okay, this just gets apped. Is it clean? Please don't be clean. Ah, shit. Okay, so Panda's a spy with
Panda Wednesday.
Panda Wednesday. Yeah, probably. All
Um,
right, so what
Mr. Fahrenheit should be PR. I think Mr. Fahrenheit
for
and Angie are
1.5?
PRs. Yeah.
So okay, Angie's more. Wednesday's Morgana. Okay, so
3.4, but if it's Angie to Mr. Fahrenheit and Wednesday. Oh, I can see why 3.4 is rejected then. But Angie rejecting 3.3. I'm thinking about Angie to Mr. Fahrenheit and Wednesday because if that's the combo, then Wednesday unpicked Mr. Fahrenheit in 1.2. And that would only mean that 1.1 is bad.
and what Angie Percival to Fahrenheit? You're saying?
Angie to Fahrenheit and Wednesday. So see, 1.2
Yeah,
would be Morgana and picking Merlin.
sure.
And Angie would think, hey, if Wednesday is Merlin, then 1.1 is probably bad.
Uh, yeah. In which case it would be
It would be
3.3, but
3.3,
she
which,
rejects that.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't think that combo. I don't think it's that combo because 3.3 is Wednesday's team if Angie's Percival.
Now,
So
let's think about Mr. Fahrenheit to
well, as
Angie.
if she's Percival to Fahrenheit, which okay. What other Percivals does Fahrenheit have? Um,
Dev Demon.
yeah, Death Demon. Let me see the votes. Rejected 3.1.
I think with 3.2 it's
Apps
just.
3.2. Apps
But yeah, maybe
3.3.
it's like Ian
Oh,
Percy.
she pick App 3.2.
Yeah, because she just Percy'd on 3.1 reg, so she wants to unpercy on 3.2. It could
Although interesting
happen.
thing is Wednesday is on all of these missions, on all these M3s, and Riddler is only on one of them.
Hmm. Well, if Riddler is Merlin, then I honestly don't know if Percival would be mute on 2.5 when he's Merlin question mark. She's holding the pick.
Oh
And
yeah, is he? Why is yeah? If he's Merlin, he wouldn't be chatting on 2.5
he
if it's just
could,
set up
he could be, but I feel
trying to
like
on
the
Merlin.
game dynamic would be different because of different roles in the position to like question him. He opens up the game on 2.5. If he's Merlin,
Yeah,
that's a risk. And if you're
yeah, I agree.
Percival, then you pick up because this is a hint.
Well, if he's Merlin and then he just goes with clean anyway, I mean, it's gonna be repicked in M2 unless someone decides to add, but I don't think that's ever happening.
What about Dev
Okay.
Demon Merlin?
It could. I mean, Riddler can also just be thinking, oh, like all like Angie's M1 is good. The two spies have M1s. I can just off pick the two spies and
Oh, Quinn,
hope that
Quinn.
1.5 is right. Yeah,
What do you think about Angie or Mr. Fahrenheit to Daddy Riddler? No. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know.
Angie Percival to Riddler. You said?
No, no, no. Riddler is not Merlin. I just marked him not Merlin. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's think about
Is he
Angie
not
and
Merlin for 1.4?
Percival's.
I think he could maybe get away with 1.4. He could just off pick the two spies, and then Fahrenheit can't maybe shouldn't be picking into either of them because on 2.5 it would like spy on one of the people you off picked
Actually,
with.
if anything, then I think 1.4 would make him a little bit more Merlin-y. The thing
That's what I'm
here,
saying.
if you want to Merlin him, and I'm sure coaches will probably know that, is the 2.5 situation. If you're Merlin, then your chat carries a different weight. There are people
Of course.
listening to it. And 2.5 was really answered only by Assassin. That doesn't really happen often.
Right.
So Dev Demon, I also don't think is social reads because Dev Demon kind of started talking to Panda.
The start talk, yeah.
Maybe seem like Dev Demon doesn't know that Riddler is Raz and doesn't know that Panda is a spy. So Angie and Mr. Fahrenheit, who
Okay,
would
well,
be Merlin?
between Angie and Fahrenheit,
Yeah,
hmm. Well, who would Fahrenheit's Percival be?
Dev Demon or Daddy Riddler?
Death Demon with 3.2 and rejecting
Yeah,
3.1
I think 3.2 is a
or 3.2
very
rather.
fair pick. It's just like I unpercy because I just rejected two Merlins, so I want to pick up two Merlins to not out
Okay.
Percy. Daddy Riddler is probably a more likely,
Mm.
Percival. Angie though. This 3.5 is really making me think.
I mean, the thing I'm seeing the most is just that Daddy Riddler's only on one M3, and Wednesday is on all five of them.
Mm-hmm. What do you usually think that means?
Well, I mean, I guess I just haven't spotted it yet, but I would
Mm-hmm.
try and see if there's anyone potentially open Percying, which I don't think there is this game.
To Daddy Riddler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just anyone really. Like if I'm making the shot,
Mhm.
like would anyone be open Percying to anyone else? But I don't see anything, so I'm suspecting that's not the case.
I really liked Mr. Fahrenheit to Angie, but I don't know why he rejects 3.2.
Could Angie be Merlin actually?
She could.
With maybe Riddler's. Hmm. Hmm. Well, who would Percival be in that line? It could be Riddler, although 1.4 is a little risky, I guess. I don't think it's Fahrenheit because 3.1. I don't think you should. Well, the thing is, Fahrenheit's a player who likes to unpercy a lot, like in clean or dirty M2s. He just likes
Mm-hmm.
to unpercy. So like you can immediately you can just say, oh, it's not Percy to Angie or like whatever because he's like apt to Merlins, but like no, you can't think of that with that
I
player.
actually think it's more likely to be Percival to Angie.
Yeah, because 1.3 is like really standard, and any role can pick that.
I'm gonna actually GM Angie here.
Yeah, this is not a clear shot, which is what expected in clean M2 games. But no one really
Yeah,
unmerlined.
I think Dev Demon and Dire Riddler should. Yeah, you're right. No one really in Maryland because this is a low info game. But
Yeah,
the least probability shots I think are this game is Dev Demon and Dire Riddler.
yeah, I agree. Just because of chat on 2.5, and that's it.
So back to the stuff because I do feel like Angie and Mr. Fahrenheit are I 3.5 just there was something that made me think that she's PR. I think I even started by saying Angie and Mr. Fahrenheit are PRs.
Well, I'm not really sure 3.5 made the most sense anyway because Panda Mania and Wednesday both picked wrong M1's teams, and Angie has put them both onto the correct M1's team.
Mm. But I did GM Angie, so Div Demon to Angie.
I'm very curious who Angie's coach is because I would not have picked this 3.5.
But the 3.5 is this is why I GM
No,
her.
actually 3.5 is a wrong 1.5, I guess, but
It's not
I'm not
really
sure.
about M1s at that point anymore, I think. What is
Sure.
interesting about 3.5 is, well, I don't know if you agree with me, but once they just solo approved the team and you
Yeah,
instantly pick her, if you
yeah,
instantly pick, then you like don't integrate this new information that came to you. So you just see that Wednesday solo app, that should give you something new to think about. But she
sure.
instantly picks this. Like
Yep.
she doesn't care.
Hmm.
And why doesn't she care is my question. That's why I think she's Marilyn.
Sure.
But I don't fucking see Percival. Mr. Fahrenheit to hand. Yeah, maybe it is Mr. Fahrenheit to Angie after all. What do you think? What do you think is the combo?
Um, well, you're more sold on Angie Merlin than I am. I think Angie to Fahrenheit is probably possible.
Yeah, this is my second favorite combo.
Angie to Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
I mean, there's also the world of Angie to Riddler, but I don't think Riddler's 2.5 Merlin. I don't think 2.5's chat from Riddler's very Merlinish. Because
yeah,
I think in his
that's.
spot,
Mhm.
the two options are well, you should always be saying nothing. But the two options, I think you can either insta pick 2.5 or stall a little bit and then still just pick two, like the left hand side. I don't think. Because the reason to chat is obviously just to bait reactions from the rest of the table. And I don't think you need to do that if 2.5 is clean. Or if left-hand side is clean, rather.
Myself, I think the chat is more like a tool that you use, just like pics. Pics give info to people, and so
Of
does
course.
chat. But chat can go wrong very easily if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Actually, what we think that Angie has to be PR. Okay, so this is where I think we all agree.
Yeah,
Do you
we
agree?
agree. I agree. Angie's likely
Mm.
PR. Let me read their chat about the shot. Wednesday saying Mr. Fenner, and I agree. Okay, so we've uh, okay, both players agree that Fahrenheit and Angie is the hat are the shots.
And well, it would be so insane. So, do you remember what I said about Mr. Fahrenheit's 1.5? Is that if this would be a low info game, then he would be probably Merlin because he had this open field and UPR this like correct choice. I just feel like this would be so fucking sick if he actually was Merlin.
Yeah, and if he's Merlin, I don't like Angie's. Actually, I'm not really sure I like Angie's Percival anyway because of the 3.3 reject. Because it's a wrong M1's team with Wednesday on it.
Yeah, this is a good point. The 3.3 rich really makes it
I think if she's
difficult.
Percival, it'd be the Death Demon. But Death Demon, I don't think is. I mean, she could be. Like, there's no reason to not Merlin her, but it's just because of how the rest of the game played out. So, I think in this spot, Angie is either a VT,
Fuck.
which I'm not really sure I'm a fan of, or like Percival with Death Demon, which I'm not really a fan of, or Merlin. She could be Percival to Fahrenheit or Riddler, but I don't like the 3.3 reject in those
Yeah,
lines.
you're very right here. Like, Angie to Mr. Fahrenheit is like, but there's something about this combo. Like, like if this would be a normal game, I would shoot Mr. Fahrenheit because this is, in my opinion, this is the stat shot. But
Yes, I agree. Fahrenheit would be the stat shot, but
yeah, like,
thinking a bit
damn.
more, I think the two combos are either Angie to Riddler or just Angie Merlin. And I think Angie
Mm.
Merlin. I think if I'm playing casually, I'll just shoot Fahrenheit and just accept that I'd lose if it's wrong. But if I'm given more time or if I'm in the tournament myself, I would probably be going with an Angie shot, even if I don't really know who Percival is.
Hey, you know what? I actually agree. Like, but I think
All
it's
right.
Mr. Fahrenheit to Angie. I would still PR as 1.5 and
Yeah,
being silenced to
I'm gonna
Terry
go
Riddler.
GM. I'm gonna GM Angie. Why can I not delete my message?
Yeah, well, Banamania says that Angie played pretty much rejected 3.3 because once they did 1.2,
Hold up.
I don't know about that, man. I think the 3.3 is exactly the team, the one and only team Wednesday has. Did Wednesday say anything? Okay, fuck it. Maybe
All
there
right.
is a hidden chat from Wednesday.
Okay, I'm gonna. Unfortunately, I
No,
think I have
no
to
chat time.
restart Discord. Give me like 1 minute.
Okay, sure. See, there's actually no chat from Wednesday. How is Angie rejecting 3.3? How is Angie rejecting 3.3? Angie, if you're listening to this, holy fuck, you're a legend. I mean, unless you're Merlin. If you're Merlin, we found you.
Yep. Well, if we're going with Angie Merlin, then what Percival are we going with?
I would probably go with Mr. Fahrenheit because I feel
Oh,
like
Fern. Yep.
I just feel like he's the most PR out of all them.
Well, would he be? Actually, I was just about to say, would he pick App 3.1? But like I said, Fahrenheit's he likes unperseing, so I think that is something he can do. And also, he could just be on picking a VT if 2.5 is the other VT, and he just gets like free Percy info if it fails. Like he can res Panda. But okay.
We think
All right.
amping 3.1 and then rejecting top is weird, is what Panamania's
From
coach is
Fahrenheit.
pretty much saying. This isn't Panamania anymore. It's not We
Yeah,
Face, man.
this is yeah, exactly. Like
This is
these are
not
not the
We
players
Face.
talking. These are the coaches talking for
Yeah.
sure. Um, top. I mean, top getting one app is pretty insane.
Good point.
Even from a spy point of view, like why are the? I think one of the or both of the spies could have approved that.
You know what?
Maybe
In
they're just maybe they're just
situations like
rejecting.
that, right? So if you see top with one app, and this is Dina's probably VT, she picks top because it makes sense, but three people are PRs and they reject it. This is PR lot, man.
Yep. Well, Fahrenheit rejecting that. Um, I mean,
Yeah, if he's Percival, why is he rejecting this?
I think this is a super viable team actually.
This is difficult. I just want to
What
cling to
other
Mr.
Percivals does
Fahrenheit.
Angie have actually? Because Fahrenheit is an unPercy player, but I don't know if Death Demon and Riddler are unPercy players. It could be like Death Demon and Angie, for example. Because you and I agree that
Hmm.
3.3 reject from Angie is not Percival unless it's the Death Demon,
Mm,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, but
so
like there is something about me that wants to. Maybe Angie isn't a fucking PR. Maybe she's VT listening to her coach, whatever, and it's just Mr. Fahrenheit. Because this top argument I've been thinking going around it is like it doesn't make sense. 3.1 pick, then 3.2 Reg, and 1.5.
well, it just makes Fahrenheit not Angie's Percival, but someone else could be Angie's Percival, like Death Demon or Riddler, I think. Let me think of Riddler Percival. I mean, the only M3 Riddler was put on was 3.4, which just has two Merlins. And if Riddler is Percival to Angie, then he can be like trying to chat to see if the Merlin off of it in Angie or Wednesday would say something about it. But then they don't. I guess Panda was
Hmm.
trying to signal, like saying, "Oh, Death or Riddler, you can do this," and like, but that's not any info. It's just chatting, nothing.
Yeah. Maybe it's not Angie to Mr. Fahrenheit. So, look, I decided to do something crazy here.
Yeah,
I've switched
Razor
my
D.
GM to Mr. Fahrenheit. You're going for a
Switch your
fucking
DM.
vibes, man. Yeah. I don't know,
I think
maybe
I'm
Dev
gonna stick
Demon
with
to Mr.
I'm,
Fahrenheit.
I think I'm gonna stick with Angie, but I don't think Fahrenheit is her Percival. I think it's either Riddler or Death Demon, and probably Riddler.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know Mr. Fahrenheit's Percival. Angie doesn't make sense. That Riddler doesn't make sense. But
Death
I don't
Demon.
like Angie's Percival as well.
Why not Riddler?
See, I feel like there was something that made me dislike Riddler. Oh no,
And the only thing, the only
He actually makes it.
other than picks, the only thing that we can maybe talk about Riddler is the 2.5 chat. But then neither Angie nor Wednesday say anything about it. People speak up as Panda and Death Team, but even then they just kind of chat filler. They don't even say anything about the game.
Hmm. That Riddler to Angie. Fuck. You're right,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh wow.
They shot! They, oh, you fuck!
It was
No
Fahrenheit. Wow, you're right
way!
about
No way!
1.5.
Bro, I was about to swap my GM, man. If they didn't shoot, I was about to swap my GM back to Angie.
Well,
Holy shit.
well, my team
I
was
wouldn't shoot Mr. Fahrenheit. I would shoot Angie, probably.
well in this kind of game. Like I said earlier, if it was like a game where I was playing casually, I would have shot Fahrenheit and accepted being wrong. In which case, I would have been right by mistake.
But there was just something about this 1.5. I told you about this
That reject on
1.5.
3.3 is insane
Yeah, the
by
3.3
Angie.
are giant insane.
And 3.5 is picking both Merlins.
Oh my
And
god.
3.1 app. Wow, Angie went completely unPersy this game.
Yeah, maybe she actually did mark Wednesday. I didn't want to believe that she marks 1.2. and rejects 1.3.3. I mean, Angie just got some insane reads here.
1 point. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading the post game chat. Apparently, Riddler wanted Death Demon picked on 1.5. I don't understand how, but it worked. Well,
Hmm.
good game.
Crazy assassination, honestly.
Yeah, very
Wow.
well played by Angie.
Angie played this game very well. Not gonna lie. Well, I guess this is it. It was really a lot of fun to have you here with me.
So nice to have you too, bro.
So thank you
Great
guys
game.
for watching and see you next time.